Hello and welcome to the Illuminating Crossroads community. My name is Lisette and today I'm going to be doing a reading for Virgo season. I thought it would be beautiful to just do a collective card pull to see as a collective what is it right now that would be most supportive for us to keep in mind as we move through this season. So right now we are doing a lot of reassessing and thinking about our goals and how we want to move forward, and we're also going to be really thinking about maybe some bigger risks that we can take, maybe more courageous steps as we move along this next month, and also finding deeper levels of forgiveness and acceptance and really embracing what it means to lighten our load, to find more simplicity within life, and to tap back into maybe some old projects or just old things that once we were inspired by, we really wanted to pour our time into, but we might have kind of gotten lost along the way, and we're kind of being given an opportunity to come back towards some of those things. So we're going to start off with some tarot cards. So to begin with, I'll invite you to just take a few cleansing breaths. And just setting some intention for yourself within this reading. Maybe calling upon your guides, your higher self, your I am presence to be with you. And only asking that you receive that which is for your highest and greatest good within this reading. And inviting yourself to really utilize your discernment to see what messages are for you and what ones are not. And only taking what does resonate and leaving the rest. And just remembering that you are always your best guiding light. And this reading is merely to be a support, a confirmation for things that you've already been feeling. So this is to really just support you during this time in remembering what it means to find more trust within yourself, and also to find more love and compassion and grace for yourself as well. So to start off, we're just going to see what general messages would like to come through with the tarot cards. So with this first card here for the Queen of Swords, I'm really focusing on this bowl, and the bowl looks like it has some water in it. And I hope I said Queen of Swords and not Queen of Cups, but if I said Queen of Cups, I'm just going to correct myself now and say Queen of Swords. So I'm just focusing on that bowl of water. And within this season, so thinking of this air elemental here, there is this invitation of honoring what it means to be aware of our emotions, maybe even of the things that have maybe arise to the surface if there have been any let's say more emotionally turbulent times within like this past month or two, or even the past 3 months, and really inviting yourself to like see this higher perspective. And specifically, I'm speaking to you now if you have kind of gone through these emotional waters and now you're really at this space of like assessing of like what is it that you want to do moving forward? How have you allowed this information or insight to be integrated into a deeper level within your physical body, your emotional body, and your mental body? So this is kind of, I'm seeing this as like the overall energy of like, how are we allowing for this receptivity, this awareness, and also this deeper connection to our feminine essence, whether we are a male, female, however you identify, just knowing that it's this very receptive but strong and self-aware essence that we're tapping into for ourselves. And if you don't feel that this maybe in the month to come is representing you, this is really connecting with others who are embodying this, so then you can have an invitation to call in more of this within your life. And I really keep looking at that bird. So it really is all about higher perspective and also wielding our sword. I've been getting a lot within meditations lately, like wielding our sword of truth, connecting with Archangel Michael, and also knowing like when it's time to sever things. So really inviting ourselves to kind of take a step back if we're being ruled intensely by our emotional body, so that we can kind of look at things from a bigger picture view and perspective to kind of add some like almost in a silly way, like some strategy towards how we're tending to ourselves, but also how we're working towards our goals, especially since here we have the Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles is all about like, what is it that we are being gifted to begin to plant and root into this physical realm, and how can we like be willing and ready to also like put in the work to be dedicated and to not just worry about like, oh, if it's going to take 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years to accomplish maybe what this deeper desire is, especially thinking of what is emotionally, not just emotionally fulfilling, but truly at a heart level, like at a soul level, fulfilling to you. And then here we have the Six of Swords, but it's in reversed. So in this upcoming month, if you are in a realm of finding it hard to move on or to move forward with whatever it may be that you're trying to really cultivate and sink more deeply into, it would be really beneficial to seek potentially support. But when I say support, for some reason I'm really feeling like calling on more energetic support, and it's really dealing with our mental bodies here when we're discussing swords. So maybe seeing how can you put up some boundaries so that you can be held within a safe space to honor whatever it is that that arises emotionally, so then you can invite yourself to, with peace of mind, allow yourself to move forward. And with the number 6, sixes are all about harmony and balance. So also finding, sorry, the video stopped recording. But so with all these energies that are taking place, there might be some decisions that kind of become a forefront at some time within the next month. And just knowing that in the decisions that might need to be made, and in juggling maybe different tasks, or just like the day-to-day, thinking of the mundane, and especially thinking about like your routine as well, knowing that if you're finding that you're having to do a lot and that there's a lot of balancing, but the balancing isn't really bringing about a sense of equilibrium, coming back to that Queen of Swords, how can you invite yourself to take a higher perspective and see, like, does it still make sense to have this, for example, we'll just use like routine. Does it make sense to still have this as part of your routine? Is it really serving you? Is it adding to your vitality, or is it just draining you? And is it time to just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. It's time for me to move on. So because again, this Six of Swords energy is almost like, if it were upright, she's chosen what she wants to take with her. She's moving on. But here it's reversed. So there's like this stagnancy, or this blockage of like choosing to actually move forward with that which will actually bring some more resolve within your day-to-day life, and in this example with routines. But of course you can keep it in mind for whatever it may be for you and how it may apply. And then we're going to pull some cards from the Beyond Lemuria deck. So we'll just see what would be some supportive information or things to keep in mind for some of these things that may pop up. And also just thinking about for the Two of Pentacles, for if there are multiple choices and options, since the Page of Pentacles is here, if you're going between things, and just thinking of projects for this example, and you're trying to figure out like, oh, should I do this or do I do that? Like, it would be super supportive to make sure, like, when you're making choices, that you're inviting yourself to calm the mind and to drop into your heart space, especially since this Page of Pentacles, like, they're holding the disc, which represents the pentacle, in front of their heart, right? And they're grounded, they're in little tree pose, and there's this connection to self, so there's this clarity for what wants to take place. So then that choice can be made with ease, and then you can have forward motion. And in knowing that if you just keep juggling and not making a choice, you're making a choice to not make a choice, which is providing an illusion of stagnancy. So just invite yourself to be courageous and to make the choices in this season that are allowing you to feel like you're rooting into something new, that you're having movement forward, and that you're also really nourishing all parts of yourself. So mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And here we have air paradigm shift. So this card is so beautiful coming out, because just thinking of the swords energy that we have and that air elemental. So this is really talking about the mental body, right? So like how we're thinking. And it's really interesting because Virgo is an earth sign, but it's mutable, so it can shift, it can change. You can think of it as like clay or sand. And in this, it's really also emphasizing this earth energy. So we're really looking at these things that sometimes we find it difficult to change within. We're being given an opportunity to change with ease, because there is this invitation of adaptability with this air elemental. So what is it that you've been wanting to shift? How can you tap into that Virgo essence and get organized, get clear on like practical steps that you can take to make those changes happen, and to really hold that mental body so that paradigm shift can be held and rooted and grounded into your physical reality. And then we're just going to pick one more card from this oracle deck. This one. Yep. All right, and then we have here, it's feathered or furred and feathered friends. So for this, it might be supportive during this time. It's kind of interesting. I think I said it with the Six of Swords card, like calling in support or help, but it's more energetic. If you work with, this might not be for everyone, but if you already work with like animal spirit guides, or maybe bringing awareness to any animal spirits, or it's just animals that pop up in your day-to-day, that if there's synchronicity, like what is that medicine from the animal showing and teaching you? And also it might be really supportive for this next month to think about as well, like what you're consuming. So just kind of assessing like what you're eating, is it supportive to your body? So seeing if you eat a lot of meat, is that nourishing you, or would it be nice to lighten up? If you're not eating meat, or would it be supportive to have a little bit more, so having a little bit more denseness within your food, but like more rooting, and like grounding, or just having like more root vegetables, or paying attention to maybe what energy centers within the body are desiring a little bit extra love, and maybe eating foods that are coordinated towards those colors. And of course, always listening to your body, and me just giving this information as potential things to think about. And it might be also beneficial to find more time to be outdoors, to get fresh sunlight, to be with the nature spirits, to tap into the subtle essences that are omnipresent surrounding us every day. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and pick some chakra cards, or see what energy centers are going to be the highlight and the focus during Virgo season this month. And of course, knowing if you happen to be watching this and it's no longer Virgo season, you can still use this as guidance and support, because maybe you'll be watching this if you have heavy Virgo placements, or if that is just a specific energy or archetypal lens that just happens to be coming up for you within life. Okay, so here, amazing. All right, so the card is action. So this is beautiful. So it says movement, perseverance, discipline, and motivation. So really, really bringing a serious commitment and invitation to know if you feel inspired to do something, do it. If you even if it's like silly to you, or if it doesn't make sense, like do it. Like if you feel like you want to get up and dance, but you're working on something, get up and dance and do it, because it's in this action, and like finding more lightheartedness, that you'll have consistency with what it is that you're calling in for yourself, with what you're wanting to root down into. And also knowing that, like, if you are having a moment where you're not feeling inspired, maybe calling on your guides or going out in nature to replenish yourself so you can have more vitality, so that you can find that inspiration again, so that you can get that movement back, and to really just stay dedicated to making the changes or the shifts that you really want to see within your life. And then we have the crown. So with this is really about allowing this channel from your soul, from source, your I am presence, however you like to see it, to call it, to be reawakened, to be opened, and to allow for deeper levels of faith, of trust, so that there can be this reconnection, this remembrance of knowing that the changes you wish to see, the things that you want to move away from, or that are no longer in harmonious resonance with you, you can give yourself permission to fully create anew. So during this next month, especially just for all the air energy and then the earth energy we have here, and even the action card it's red, so dealing with the root energy center. So there's a lot of air and earth here. So it really is like in that whole saying of, like, you know, the higher the tree grows, the deeper the roots. So how deep are your roots? How strong are you within your mental and emotional body, and even your physical body, so that you can allow for these higher levels of wisdom to flow through you towards whatever you're wanting to create or desiring to do. And then last, we're just going to see a couple crystal cards or a couple crystals that would be supportive to work with. All right. So we have Moonstone. All right. And we have Libyan Gold Tektite. And then I think I'm just going to pull one more for us. Okay, so Libyan Gold Tektite, or Libyan Desert Glass, you might know it by, is a great stone, one for your solar plexus and for manifestation. So if you don't already have this stone is kind of pricey, unless if you happen to find it for a good deal. But just knowing when these stone cards come out, you can you don't have to have the physical stone. So if you want, you could pause the video, take a screenshot, and invite yourself to connect with the stone merely by the image, or you can Google the image of the stone and connect with it that way. So always making sure that, when you're working with these tools, you're making it accessible towards you, knowing that you don't have to always go out and get stuff. Just wanted to say that. So really thinking of manifestation, and you can also use maybe citrine as an alternative as well. Hematite is coming to mind, even though that is more for your root, but hematite's a really good manifestation stone, or at least I have used it in that way, and it has been successful. And this is also Libyan gold tektite is really good for like calling your power back. And you can also do, like, if there's this essence of retrieving fragments of yourself so you can feel more courageous to move forward, that could be coming through with that. And then we have moonstone, so focusing on cycles and really dealing with that intuitive body, emotional body as well. And even thinking of like, how can you connect with the moon more deeply, if that's something that is resonating with your soul that you've been feeling called to do, then honoring that. And then we have aquamarine here for communication. So kind of tapping back to when we started, of thinking of that sort of truth, honoring how can you speak from a place that's truth, that's pure, that's with compassion, but that's honoring your personal integrity and where you're at right now, and just being honest, not just with yourself but with others. And also just knowing that as these changes and shifts are occurring, to honor the process. So knowing that it's an ebb and a flow, and knowing that some things may come quickly, some things may take a little bit more time, but knowing that as long as you keep giving some momentum towards what you're trying to build, you'll allow those roots to sink deeper. And if you are feeling uninspired for any reason, you like utilizing movement to help get you going. So if you're feeling like you're stagnant, then do some type of movement to really help inspire you, just as like an additional reminder, because I feel like we kind of touched upon it lightly before. But all right, so this is everything that I am seeing for this Virgo season for us. I do hope that this reading was supportive and insightful if you tuned in for the whole thing. And I hope that you enjoy this season. And I hope that whatever it is that you're finding deeper roots within, that you allow your tree, metaphorically, to grow strong and tall. And you allow that channel to be clear and to be an inspiration so that you can move forward from some of the past things that might be lingering and holding you back. And don't forget to call on your support team, and remember that you are connected, you are supported, and things are a bit more predominant within the physical realm, the mental realm. And the more you tend and nurture to that, the more you'll open up more of these spiritual channels for yourself to connect more deeply with some divine wisdom and more divine truths. So with all that being said, if you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. You can leave a comment below. Let me know if this is like feeling resonant with the energies you've been feeling, or even stop back in as we move through the season. Let me know how things go, and I'll catch you next time. Take care and many blessings. Bye.